I loved seeing how a plain white car was turned into a police car. What was your favourite bit?
Do you remember what the name of the pattern of stickers is called? That's right, it's called Battenberg. Did you hear the sound the strips made as the back was peeled off? And did you see the way the strip looked close up when I used my special camera?
So the next time you see an emergency vehicle, you'll know all about the reflective strips, about how they were put on, how they're made, and what the different colours mean. And the next time you see a fire engine, you'll know how it works to pump water through the hose. Well, I think it's time to hand in my firefighter's helmet. I'll see you next time.
There are lots of things all around us, exciting things that surround us. But how does it work? Do you know? How is it made? Do you know? Do you know? Let's find out!
He's not just some observer. He's an assassin.
I don't trust anybody outside of this room.
You go rogue, he's been authorized to hunt you down and kill you.
That's the job.
Which way, Benji? Turn left! Go, 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 go! What are you waiting for? I'm jumping out a window!
Mission Impossible Fallout.
Hello, I'm Jasmine Jack with the news update. Newly appointed Provincial Administrator of Madang Province, Daniel Aloy, assumed office last week despite a confusion on the Gazette Notice number G102 announcing the revocation of the appointment of Frank Lau and the appointment of Daniel Aloy as acting Provincial Administrator. In meeting with the staff of the provincial administration yesterday, Aloy said first on his list of things to do is to look into all the acting positions in the administration. Some have been in these roles for years.
If you ask me, are you that desperate? Answer no. I put it bluntly to you. Then you would ask me, why is it that you are here? There is a decision that was made, and it was a decision that had an element of trust attached to it, meaning that when an MC makes a decision, making decision, passing mind and making decision, you have exhausted the process. Fortunately and unfortunately, the dice fell on me.
Islands Petroleum recently commissioned a new 5 million litre fuel tank in Leh to increase its storage capacity. The new Leh tank was operational on Tuesday, March the 5th. Chief Executive Officer of Island Petroleum, Nathan Bluett, attributed the successful outcome of the key project to the PNG engineering team. The newly built Leh tank received diesel on the night of Monday, March the 4th, as ExxonMobil's tanker delivered additional fuel into Leh. The new tank means IP can serve customers in both Leh and the Highlands region, alleviating the fuel shortage that has been regularly affecting the country. On Thursday, March the 7th, a French Navy vessel based in New Caledonia, the Patrol Auguste Benabig, anchored at Yule Island in Central Province to carry out a memorial action to the cleaning and restoration of the grave of Lieutenant Leon Bourgade. Lieutenant Bourgade was a French flying ace in the First World War who died in 1924 on the island, where he later became a missionary. A ceremony was held in the presence of Central Province Governor Rufina Peter, French Ambassador Guillaume Lemoyne, European Union Ambassador Jacques Fredin, the dignitaries of the island, and their community leaders, a crew of the Navy ship, some representatives of PNGDF, and some French nationals. The island's residents also turned out to attend the event. It was not the first time that French officials and militaries paid tribute to the lieutenant on Yule Island. Many military vessels used to stop over there in the past. However, over the past decades, the tradition was lost. This year marks the 100th year of the death on Yule Island, was a right timing to revive it. The officers and sailors of the Auguste Benebig were very touched by the warm welcome they received and were proud to have been able to perpetuate this tradition of the French Navy. A partnership with the national government has seen Pomio District in East New Britain Province progress with infrastructural development. Prime Minister James Marape spent the night in ENB after launching the new MV Pomio 2 on Friday, March the 8th. Accompanied by the host Open, MP Elias Kapavore, and ENB provincial member Michael Marum, the PM then proceeded to open a new 30-meter Bailey Bridge at Totongpal Ward in West Pomio LLG. The bridge and vessel were both delivered through the national government's Connect PNG program. Acting Deputy District Administrator for Operations, Joshua Jeremiah, said that Gelgel Bridge was co-funded by the Pomio District Services Improvement Program with $500,000 kina, while the balance of 700,000 kina was catered for the national government. The MV Pomio sequel was also purchased under counterpart funding between the district and the national government, with 1 million kina from the DSIP and the Connect PNG program, capturing the balance of 8 million kina. A new screen and treat cervical cancer clinic was launched in Kavieng, New Island Province. The clinic is a result of a collaborative effort by the local government, Catholic Church Health Services, and support from the Australian government. The initiative aims to combat one of the most common and deadly cancers in the region through vaccination, early detection, and treatment, representing a significant opportunity to improve health outcomes for women and communities. 3 graduates from Don Bosco College are helping Mission Aviation Fellowship prepare for a solar installation project in Mount Hagen, Western Highlands Province. The graduates joined MAF as electrical trainees to work on a large development project in Kagamuga near the Mount Hagen Airport. The project is to build accommodation for staff serving with MAF in PNG, including improvements in the existing infrastructure on the compound, such as the installation of reliable and environmentally friendly solar power. MAF's representative on the project, Nellis Terblanche, said the nature of the work would be beneficial for the development of the young electricians. With a high unemployment rate in the country, the graduates were grateful to MAF for the support. Turning overseas, as the Northern Territory's prison population reaches record levels, 2 former inmates have spoken out about dehumanizing conditions inside NT jails. They say overcrowding, poor hygiene, and a lack of rehab left them feeling like animals. Their concerned inmates are living worse than when they entered.
After spending 2.5 years behind bars in the Northern Territory, Chris Dutram is counting his blessings.
So I've been very lucky. Great support network, and that's the only thing that has got me through this.
The former real estate agent's life came crashing down in 2018 when he was sent to Darwin Correctional Centre for fraud. Now a free man, he's finding it hard to shake off what he saw inside and worries dehumanising conditions are creating far worse criminals.
It's meant to be a correction system, what we have, and I believe it's almost exactly the opposite.
With the NT election just months away, crime in the Northern Territory is again centre stage. NT prisons are bursting with overcrowding. 1,300 inmates are behind bars in Darwin alone, and almost half that are in Alice Springs. It's hundreds more than the prisons are designed to hold.
NT Corrections have not planned for the increase of the prison population.
At Alice Springs Correctional Centre, where blistering temperatures can exceed 40 degrees, there's no air conditioning. And the union fears chronic staff shortages are putting both officers and inmates at risk. James is a former Alice Springs inmate who's asked to keep his identity private. He's had 2 stints in jail for drug offences and says he was treated worse than an animal.
I was complaining about the mouse feces in my Weet-Bix one morning. You know, and the guard's like, why are you yelling at me? I was quite upset, you know, as you would be eating and mouse.
James claims people are leaving prison more broken than when they went in.
You don't want to come out a better person. You know, it just makes you hate the place and hate everything.
NT Corrections says it's making improvements across its prisons and says routine pest control and daily hygiene inspections are being carried out. It's reviewing options for cooling the Alice Springs jail and is working to increase capacity at its prisons across the NT, adding more than 250 beds over the past year. Productivity Commission data shows nearly 60% of NT prisoners return to jail within 2 years of their release, the highest rate in Australia. The Territory also has the lowest rate of prisoners involved in education and training.
I love you, bro.
Former inmate, now justice advocate Rockert Bretherton credits prisoner programs for turning her life around. She's worried understaffing within prisons is hurting the people inside.
We're there to be rehabilitated, so let's rehabilitate people. Let's do the programs. Let's employ more people if that's what needs to be done.
She says without shifting focus from punishment to healing, recidivism rates will continue to soar.
There should be access to programs for every person in prison. We're there to be rehabilitated.
With prisoner numbers on the rise, those who've lived it say nothing but an overhaul will be enough.
If we are going to incarcerate someone, we have an obligation to deal with them in a certain way so that when we let them out again, they're not more damaged than when they came in.
Using one's lived experience to call for change for all.
The famous gold status awarded at the Oscars are now being made by a company founded in Queensland. Urban Art Projects has grown into a global enterprise with its own foundry and a large industrial robot at its heart.
Urban Arts Projects is a worldwide company founded right here in Brisbane by brothers Matthew and Daniel Tobin. The company helps artists make big ideas a reality.
So Owen, this is the main factory here in Brisbane. How many people have you got working here at any one time?
Yeah, look, it can range from anywhere from 60 to 80 people, I suppose. We have, depending on the projects that are on the floor at any one time, we bring additional people in. UAP is a global business. In Australia, we deliver a lot of work for Australian artists, but similarly, we like to try and take those artists overseas.
So it's a KUKA robot, it's a KR90 2700. We've affectionately named it Marvin, and its primary role is milling.
The hand is crucially important, whether it's the artist's hand or our pattern maker's hands and our fabricator's hands in resolving that. But technology has allowed us to extend what's possible.
So Smithy, this is the foundry. What are you guys pouring today?
We're doing a bronze pour today. So as you can see, we've got some castings over here. It varies, you know, we do aluminium and bronze, but it's a good day today because bronze is a nice spectacle to look at. It's nice and bright, and so you'll get some nice pictures today. And yeah.
We got to get the cameraman all suited up. Yeah, to get some lovely shots.
One of the things that we do is we help make work for artists that's beyond the realms of what they're able to do within their studios. You know, some of our work is very, very large.
This is the biggest piece of artwork in the factory right now, the Ouroboros. It's by artist Lindy Lee, and today the guys are putting it together for the very first time.
How satisfying is it when we see it come together, all the work you guys have done?
Very satisfying. Yeah, I've put a lot of work and effort into it. To see it come together pretty smoothly is, yeah, it's all good, man.
A lot of the crafts, whilst coming from a traditional trade background, are then refined and finessed because the work that we're doing isn't run-of-the-mill.
Very meticulous work.
It is time consuming, yeah.
How much do you love it though?
It's like I said, for mine, I've never ever worked a day in my life. It's always been a hobby.
In sports, PNG boxers Alan Owaike and Sheila Yama have fallen short in the recent King of the Ring challenge in Sydney, Australia. Owaike, who won gold medal in the last King of the Ring challenge, settled for silver in this year's challenge after losing to the opponent he defeated in the last event. Yama also did well in her division, settling for silver also. Peter Morrison, who trained and prepared the PNG boxers for their bouts, said both fighters did great. He said it is just a warm bout for them to prepare for the Olympic qualifier. But there's some important lessons were learned in the tournament. Morrison said they will address the areas they lack in and improve in their next tournament as they prepare for the Olympic qualifier. And that ends Midday News. More to come at 6. Bye now.